Hello again. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, matey?
Busy at the moment because I'm going up north on Thursday. First time I've seen the family in months.
I
But
bet you can't
never
wait to
mind,
see them.
never mind. Thought we'd get this change management unplugged in. I've got to make a bit of an admission here, and I don't know about you, but I don't mind admitting it. Yeah. Um, I'm not the world's greatest expert on Agile.
I am so pleased you said that. I'm so pleased. Honestly, I'm relieved because I was coming into this and my opener was going to be, Ron, I'm not really sure what I can say on this because actually I've never seen it done well.
Well, I've been part of a project that was working Agile, but I kind of worked Waterfall, yeah, which was like a hybrid.
Yeah.
So I was in on their sort of, their Agile stuff. But let me just get this straight. Let me get something straight. There's Agile with a capital A, which is the methodology, right?
Okay.
There's Agile with a
Small
lowercase a, which is the mindset.
Yes.
This is hey, I've been reading up on this.
I can tell. Keep going.
Yeah. I'm now the world's. When I said I'm not the world's greatest expert, I've been reading up on this, and I'm a little bit more clued up now than I was before. And then there's Waterfall, which is one after the other. Yeah. Whereas Agile is iterative. All right. So, can you tell me something? I'm going to ask you a question now. Can you tell me?
Here we go.
As a change manager, you've been a change manager a long time. I've been a change manager for ages. Yeah.
Yep.
And the kind of thing that we've been doing as change managers has repeatedly been called Waterfall. Yeah. Because that's the way it's done. However, I would argue the case because although you follow a plan, yeah, which is Waterfall, do this, do that, do this, do that. Although you follow a plan, you are running around as a change manager like a blue-ass fly, doing anything and everything anyone wants you to do. That's Agile.
I am going to make
with a small a. With a small a.
Yeah. No, I agree. I got surprise. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think. Do you know what is interesting about this conversation is we are talking about project management methodology approaches.
All right. Yeah. We'll come on to change management in a minute. Yeah, we are. I mean, the other thing that kind of confused me is Agile. However long ago it was first invented, thought of, whatever you want to call it, was about software development. Yeah. Okay. How did that metamorphosize into project management? And then how did that metamorphosize into Agile change management?
The way it always does. Somebody got a bright idea. I mean, that's basically it, isn't it? I mean, it's not. I think for software, from what I know about Agile, I'm like you, I'm not the world's leading authority, but from what I know, software-wise, it works brilliantly, right? It can work great in terms of updates and making sure it's managed throughout. That's absolutely fine. I think in terms of, for us as change managers, I don't
get it. Even having read everything that I've read, I can't get my head as a change manager around Agile change management. I'm sure there are people out there naming no names that will argue till the cows come home that Agile change management works.
Yeah, but it's like a fad. It's like when I had a perm in the 80s. Do you know what I mean? It's just
I had a perm.
For me, it's a fad. I think it has its place. I think it's brilliant in a particular setting. I think it's one of those things. There's so many things that frustrate me about our industry where it's become a science. It's almost become like another version of project management. And I hate that, because that's not what we're about. And Agile and Waterfall is what I learned on. That's how I learned my trade. I worked with Waterfall, and it was fine. You can understand where the project is going. But in terms of what we do, I'd probably argue, as long as I know what approach they're taking and how they're doing it, let me crack on and do my thing. Because
you're doing your thing. If it's Agile, let me have a look at what your Agile plans are, if you've got a plan, because they don't really have a plan as such. They have sort of, we'll have a sprint here. And I keep on, every time I talk about Agile, I'm just slightly digressing now, I think about athletics, because there's Scrum Masters, which is rugby or sports. So
wait till you see my post on this.
There's sprints. Anyway,
I think I remember working at a place. Well, sorry, that's me. I need to turn that off. No, there we go. Turned it off. It's my phone. I apologize. See, people, ladies and gentlemen, this is off the cuff. This is real stuff. We don't prep
this is real life.
It is. So I worked at a place that screamed Agile, right? They were like, this is the way, we've got to do it now. We're going to be an Agile organization. We're going to run everything Agile. And my one takeaway from the whole thing was, there are a few individuals making decisions on behalf of a large number of individuals.
Right.
And that does not work. Not when it
doesn't
work for us.
And this is what you get when you get the likes of McKinsey, Deloitte, etc., coming in and say you should become an Agile organization. What I'm going to say, and I wrote this down, and I can't remember where I wrote it down. Stakeholders in a project, and pardon the expression, do not give a shit about how that project is delivered.
No.
What they do give a shit about is what's in it for me. And how is it going to impact me? We can't tell you that because we haven't got to that stage yet. We've only done a couple of sprints. So where's the vision? This vision that a lot of our methodologies and change management models say you have to have a vision to be able to be successful. Where is the vision in Agile? Is that a stupid question?
No, I don't think so. I think again, it frustrates me because you just hit the nail on the head with people like McKinsey and all the rest that are going, you need to be Agile, you need to work this way. No, you don't. Right, because the thing is, and I'm going to get. See that up there? That's my high horse. I'm about to get on, right? because one of the things I absolutely hate about our industry is the way it is now. Change management is because there's a group of people out there that don't understand what we are, so they're just employers expecting miracles, and then there's these big consultancies. And there's no getting away from it. I have friends in these consultancies, so I'm not having to go at individuals. It's a methodology and approach in these big consultancies that make it complicated and then sell it and sell what you can do to resolve the issues. And all they've done is they've added Agile along with a whole host of other things to make it sellable. And you need this. This is the thing. This is, and you just don't. And I don't.
As I said, I can't get my head around it. But if you think about it, I mean, I wrote an article about Agile not so long ago. It was quite successful. And I just want to remind myself what I said. Hang about, I wrote it down just in case I forgot, and I forgot. So I'm just going to remind what I said about what I said. Agile project managers focus on doing things technically right by making certain they deliver to time, cost, and quality scope. How many times have I used that phrase? Loads of times. In Agile, however, they're doing things in short sprints, which we said, rather than saving it all to the end. This has the potential to disrupt and create some implications for change management.
100%.
There's less time to plan. And you do need to plan change management. So tools, templates become kind of less useful. So all those trainers using tools and templates, because you haven't got time to put them together, because you're in a sprint, you have less opportunity to formalize and standardize certain things because you're doing things in sprints. Tell me if you disagree with me. And then because individuals could be exposed to the changes earlier, there's more immediate disruption.
Yeah, 100%. That's my biggest gripe with Agile.
And there's a direct correlation between disruption and resistance.
Yeah,
more disruption, 100%. More resistance.
100%.
Resistance to customer change. I'm glad you agree with me because I wrote that in the article. Yeah. So it kind of says to me that there isn't a fit between Agile and Waterfall for change management. Now, there's two things here. There's Agile and there's project management using Agile, and then there's change management using Waterfall. Now, you can put the two together, and like I said, I did this for a project in Singapore, head office move, and it worked. I did my own bit, but I was still part of the sprints and the stand-ups, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've worked on. I've heard it called Wagile.
Yeah. Funny you should say that. I was trying to think of how to put the two words
together.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard of it called Agile, and I've worked on a couple like that as well. I just think, you look at. I think it's a great thing for why it was created, and the same way that our trade is, and the same way that Waterfall was when it was created. It was created for a purpose. What's happened is that purpose has been morphed and rearranged into something that apparently is wonderful and flashy, but it should stay in its lane. It should have stayed in its lane. Instead, people are trying to sell it, and as soon as they try to sell it, they make it complicated.
And it's, I think, this is a good thing. Well, let's create something, and let's try and, as you said, sell it to the masses. And so Agile OCM. What is Agile OCM? I mean, I wrote an article about this.
I do know one thing, mate. There's going to be a lot of people watching this that are going to be probably over the moon with our verdict.
I mean, you look at LinkedIn and there's an argument, masses of posts between project managers and Agile coaches and saying Agile is dead. What the hell's going on? These people are teaching one thing, they're teaching another thing. Yeah. I mean, I wrote this down because I thought I'd struggle a bit, with my knowledge. You've got PMI Agile certification, you've got Scrum Master certification, you've got Safe Agilist. What the hell's a Safe Agilist? You've got Scaled Agile.
Sounds like a religion.
You've got Disciplined Agile. I suppose if you look at it against the 50 or 70 odd change management models, there's relatively few, but there's still all these offshoots of Agile that people are creating to try and make life simpler, because they reckon that the original Agile, which was made for software development, wasn't really doing its job properly in the project management arena. So they've created all these other things to try and make it easier. But coming back to stakeholders, who cares? If you're delivering this to me, this wonderful new piece of software or whatever, I don't care how you deliver it to me. I just want it delivered. I want to work with it, and I want to be communicated with, etc. I don't care about sprints. I don't care about
a Scrum they don't care how it's being delivered.
Of course they do.
As a species, we seem to have this incredible talent for overcomplicating things.
Yes.
When we don't need to.
Yes.
In all walks of life, this is a perfect example, because it's crept into our world because we've been forced to work like that in certain environments. And that's what's happened. It's been pushed on us, I think, from the project management world, from big companies going, this is wonderful, this is great, this is dreamy, and it's not. It's because it hasn't really landed. Certainly, I've seen it. I've not seen it land anyway.
There's still arguments about it. There's people arguing about whether it works or not. I mean, there was one article I read was Agile is dead. Yeah. Because there's so many versions of it, so many people saying one thing and then disagreeing with another, and they're all supposed to be in the Agile world. Well, wait a minute, okay, it's kind of the same in the change management world. We think about change management in one way. Yeah, our compatriots out there think of change management in another way. Yeah, so it's kind of the same, but to actually force something onto people, like I said, it creates that resistance. So we shouldn't be forcing anything onto anybody.
No,
we should be getting them engaged.
Yeah,
but don't get them engaged if they don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah. Because, if you want to get these people working with you and you say, well, we're going to use Agile, etc. Well, wait a minute, there's a training element there. We need to teach you all about Agile. And let me guarantee you something, they wouldn't understand it. Yeah, they would not understand it if you gave them a day's course on what Agile is.
Yeah, I worked on a major program and saw a big system akin to an ERP being rolled out over a huge amount of numbers, and the delivery team worked in an Agile fashion. Okay, it was constant. It was on the go. I've never seen something delivered at pace like that before. Now that's fine if you want to do that, but make sure your client can handle that and they can cope with being delivered to in that way. And that's the biggest problem, isn't it? A lot of these people are going, let's deliver Agile, let's do Agile. Oh, there's Agile change. Oh, we could do this, we could do that. Can your client cope with it?
Yeah.
Because they're the ones who are the most important.
And I'm kind of thinking, all these pro-agilists or agile, or whatever you want to call them. How many projects have been delivered? Coming back to success and failure again, from a pure Agile perspective, successfully meeting all the business benefits, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. I'm just wondering whether there's any information, and I doubt if there is, comparing Agile delivery and Waterfall delivery and the success rate. 70%.
Don't start with that. Don't start with that. I tell you what, from my I can only comment from my experience. Of like 20 odd years doing this. Whenever I've seen it being used as the approach for delivery, one of two things happens: either the project ends up broken or the people end up broken. And that's all I've got to judge it on. I've never seen it. I think I'll come back to what I said at the beginning. Software, fantastic. Perfect. That's what it's created for. Keep it in its lane. Use it for that. Why people need to create a beast out of that, I don't. Well, I do know because it's cash cow. But like I say, whenever I've seen it, there's only two outcomes: either the project becomes broken or the people.
If you go completely Agile. Change management. We'll talk about change management now. If you go completely Agile, you have to work within the constraints of the way the project is being run as Agile. Personally, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Do you know what I would love out of this? What I would absolutely love for me and you, I would love somebody who watches this, who works in the Agile world. I would love them to go, Mark, Ron, guess what? We work Agile and it's brilliant. Everybody loves it. Would you like to come and see it?
Yes.
I'd be like, yes, show me.
Absolutely. Yes. I'm the first person to be convinced about something, and I'd be the first person to say, sorry, guys, gals, I was wrong. I've now seen it. I've seen how it's done well. But that is the problem. seeing it done well. How do you know that whoever's delivering something is doing it well? Because as I kept going back to the argument on LinkedIn about you're doing what, no, that's wrong, the problem with this, the problem with that. How do you know it's being done well? Because there's so many different approaches.
And even if you do have an organization where, I don't know, perhaps your directors or your project team phone me and you up and go, do you know what, we do Agile all the time, we smash it. I'd be really interested to know, is that the feeling on the ground, the people impacted?
It would be great. Like you said, it would be great to actually probably not get involved as a change manager, but get involved as let me show me how it works. Let me see it work. And start talking to the stakeholders and asking them what they think about this delivery and whether they, like I said, really give us, whether they how they get this new product or software or whatever delivered to them. My argument is I don't think they care. They don't even care what change management methodology. They don't even care whether people are using ProSci or APMG or CCMP. They don't care.
They don't give a monkeys.
They don't care. What's in it for me? Oh, we can deliver this in 3 weeks, in three week sprints to you. Hey, what? What does that mean?
Exactly.
And the problem is, if you're delivering something like that in 3 week sprints, the people who are involved in the project, and one of my biggest deals when I do my training, and I've got 4 trainees. Sorry, I had to say that. Sorry. One of my biggest things I always say is about involvement or collaboration or whatever you want to call it. Get the people involved, because that way, they will understand more about what's being delivered. But that is based on Waterfall. If you try and get them involved in the Agile way of working,
you cannot make Agile from, like I say, and I'm only basing this on places I've worked and my experience. Agile, you cannot make it sound sexy to people.
No.
All it sounds is rush. Let's get this out, rush. And all that does is, as you said earlier, creates resistance. And then people go, whoa.
Rush. You cannot rush resistance management. You cannot rush changing. I think I mentioned in the last session, you cannot rush things like culture change. You cannot rush things like that, So you do this. So what are you going to deliver during this 3 week sprint? And I think I covered this last week, the last session we did. This 3 week sprint, I'm going to deliver 80% of stakeholders as supportive rather than I've lost the word. Resistant. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can you tell I'm getting old? Keep on forgetting my words now. No, I've been busy today. That's my excuse anyway. So it's got, yes, I'd love to, going back, I'd love to be able to just sit in on a big project where it's being done properly.
And well, and succeeding.
And where it's been done well, and where people understand. Like, if you ask them a question, do you know what they're doing up there in that project team? And if they say, haven't got a clue. Okay.
Do you know how they're delivering it to you? Do you know how you're going to get this? You're going to get it really quickly. Because like I say, I've seen it in a large environment, and it terrifies people and it scares people, and they start looking.
They want time
to understand, absorb.
They want time to be able to understand what's going on. They want time to be able to change their thinking. They want time to be able to understand what it's going to do for them in the future, their new ways of working. And if you're going bang, 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 sprint 1, bang, 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 sprint 2. It's a strange one. So all you people out there, Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of you who are going to disagree with us. Yeah. Yeah. Tell us what you think.
Show me. I would go somewhere for free, just for a couple of days.
Well, it's a bit far for me, but I'll let you go. I'll let you go as
your representative.
No, I wasn't going to say as my representative, because that sounds like that. You can go and you can fill me in and tell me how.
No, honestly, I
will say, I apologise.
Yeah, likewise.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Likewise.
I've come at this from a limited knowledge of how Agile works, which I've got to admit I have, like I said.
And like I said, I've been in places where they've done it and it hasn't worked, and I'm yet to see it work well. So I will eat my hat if I had one. Yeah, if I had one, mate. I don't wear hats because of the hair.
I've got a hat. I've got a hat.
If I did, if somebody says, Mark, come and spend some time with us, this is how Agile should be done, I would jump at the chance.
This is a matter of interest. This is a matter of interest, and this is supposition. Change rebellion.
Yes, mate.
If somebody invited you into an organisation, I knew you'd do that. If somebody invited you into an organisation and said, I've heard a lot about you, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. Do you do Agile?
I would say I will work with whatever project management methodology you use, but change management works very differently.
You wouldn't say, well, let's use a hybrid approach, like our friend Dan Aldridge.
I would say, has it been working for you so far? That's my first question. How's that been going for you? Does that work? Because the thing is, they might go. You will want you in, but we want all your team to work Agile, or with us. We work Agile. My first question: how's that been going for you? How's that going for your people? I think the thing about Change Rebellion and why I have the name is because there's a lot of things, as I said earlier, that as a species we overcomplicate. I don't deem necessary, and for me, the core of making these projects work is that people are on board, engaged, and they want whatever is going to happen to them. They're part of it.
I agree.
For me, it's like, if somebody calls me up and go, right, Mark, we want you in, want your guys in, they're working Agile, and I'll go, okay, if your PMs and project team and SMEs all want to work Agile, that's fine. I might come back to you with issues from people. You need to be prepared for that.
I mean, if I was still consulting, I'd have to say, no, I don't. No, I won't, because this is what I know. This is what I've done. This has been successful for goodness knows how long I've done it for. So why is it necessary to change to something that, people still are unsure about and rarely use, and there's still arguments about how it's used? Why change it? Yeah.
Okay.
Just because Mr. McKinsey or Mr. Deloitte or Mr.
No, I agree. I agree.
Said,
I absolutely agree. Let me flip it round to you then, mate. So what would you say? And this is purely out of curiosity, because I've had these conversations.
Go on then.
If somebody said, "Oh, we're interested in working with you," are you okay working Prosy?
You know what? Sorry.
Prosy. Whatever you.
Am I okay working with Prosy?
Well, what would your response be? Just out of curiosity.
I'd say no. I would say no.
Okay.
Because I've done it before. I did it when I was on the contract market. People have said to me, "Oh, do you know Prosy?" I said, "Yeah, but I wouldn't use it. I use my own."
And can I just say, because the guys at Prosy will be thinking of having a dig at them. I'm not. It could be any form, APMG,
or
whatever.
do CCMP or whatever. I'd say no. I'd say I'd do it my way, because it's been successful and it's worked before. Yeah.
Thank you.
And if you want any references, go and speak to so and so.
And that is what project managers should do. They should go, I'm going to do it this way because it's successful and it works, not just because it's trendy.
Yeah. That's actually a good ending, because we're on 20 seconds left to go. Another good session.
That was good. I enjoyed that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, remember we enjoyed last time.
We did, yeah.
It didn't do so well on the charts, did it? But
No.
I think this one might get it.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of people interested in Agile, I think. So
just to end, Agile is fragile. So, thank you, people. See you again next time.
Thank you. Cheers, Ron.
Right,
Thank
cheers.
you.
Bye.
Right.